What's up, guys? In this video, a quick little update on the $500 challenge. Let's go. So, not that great of the news here. This is in regards to the Spivak versus Lewis, which happened this past weekend. Pretty boring, to be honest. I did fall asleep, so I had to finish watching it the next day. It was late and I was tired, so um, not the best card. There are some great cards coming up though. That Volkanovski and who is he fighting? Makachev. That should be way more exciting. So started off this weekend with 146.80. Risk $17. Um, half for eight. About half of it went to cash games, and the other half went to GPPs. In particular, the Sprawl. I do like playing the Sprawl because it is a medium to smaller size GPP. Um, there is a lesson to be learned here. We'll look at the numbers after this on the breakdown of the Sprawl contest. The cash games they get ruined because the Mandy Bohm and um, what's her name, like Ji Young Kim, that fight got canceled, and I had a lot of Mandy Bohm, and it was a little difficult for me to swap because I was working that day, so I didn't really look too much into. I just swapped to whoever was below Bohm. I wasn't the smartest, nor was it a really good cash game slate without those two fighters. Those two fighters were the only ones that had a bad inside of the distance line, if you look at it that way. Anyways, moving forward, lost all my cash games. Actually, we just won one. That's where I got the $6. Lost all my GPPs. So came out with a net of negative $11 here, and we're going into next week with 143.80. This is to be somewhat expected because we're banking on winning GPPs here, and the variance on winning GPPs is a bit greater than the cash games. I will play cash games. It all depends on the lineups. That's what the lesson I took away from this here. Looking back at it, I realized that a lot of people were making their debut. This was more catered towards the road to UFC. So a lot of these fighters were like young talent that weren't really, we didn't have too much information on. So you can't rely too much on the Vegas odds here, as opposed to a more well-established fighters. So looking back on it, well, the winning lineup for the Sprawl was Spivak, Park, Tatsuro, Adam Fugit, Devin Clark, and Jubilee. Fugit and Clark, those two fighters, I would not personally play in these medium-sized GPPs because you're just giving up way too much win percentage. Uh, I obviously their ownership is lower, but you can get that same ownership with like Ivanov with the way better win percentage. With that said, this was a fight card catered to new talent, so you do expect more volatility here. So looking back on it, if they ever do something like this again, I will play a larger field GPP and just take multiple shots down here. But it would have to, I would have to. This is to get different because you're sacrificing win percentage for ownership. Um, you don't have to do that too much with the medium to small field GPPs. You do that is the name of the game in larger field GPPs. So I'm a big proponent on playing the type of contest depending on the lineup, on the type of card. And this card seemed to be a lot of variance, a lot of volatility because it's a bunch of new talent and we don't really know who they are. So going forward, whenever there's this type of fight card, I believe it's a wise idea to play a large field GPPs and just take your shots on the lower ends here. Like, for example, you took your shot with Fugit or Clark, it paid dividends. With that said, I'm going to end it there. Watch out for the next video that I'll be releasing because I will be talking about the Rainmakers contest. I do want to separate those two because I want to get into more depth in the Rainmakers. I did calculate the numbers and looked at to see if that's profitable to be doing that as opposed to regular DFS. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later on this week.